Welcome to the Jujimufu special hour. I don't know.
Special hour.
Juji. You just kind of went to
We're gonna do an hour now.
Watch this right now.
Oh my God, that was like 5 minutes.
You're mostly known for your crazy videos, but what you display in those videos is, from a trainer's perspective, besides your aerial acrobatic skills, is incredible control with your flexibility, strong and strength.
Yeah. Strength and flexibility.
What are your top two favorite stretches?
The go-tos.
Yeah.
In your
arsenal.
toolbox.
All right, so favorite stretches. Or the ones I tend to do the
Yeah, which ones do you do the most?
The ones I do the most?
Yes.
I think the stretches I do the most, like I'm going to center on my lower body because upper body flexibility is important for me, but it doesn't require as much priming as lower body. Maybe it's just because it's more muscle tissue. It takes longer to cook a bigger piece of meat, I guess. Okay,
For sure.
So the go-to,
Great analogy.
I would say that this is almost always what I do whenever I start a session. Like if I'm going to be doing acrobatics and stuff, or just in general, the movement I like the most is just the basic caustic stretch. All right, so I tend to always go right into this one.
Okay.
But there's a lot of ways I like to do this because I feel like this isn't just a stretch. This is like a position where you can do a lot of different movements. So I can get the groin right here just by.
Now, do you like to keep that outside foot facing down or up or both?
I like to focus on keeping it down because when I'm doing my side split, chair split, I grip with my feet in order to maintain the position. But see, I can switch it over here and it can become it'll hit more of the back of the leg.
Of the hamstring.
Right, and then I can push out on this knee over here.
Oh, wow.
I can move over here, and then without even thinking about it, right there, your heel, you can you can flatten it, so you can get this
Well,
right
you can
here.
flatten it.
Right, flatten that.
Oh, boy.
But another reason I love this stretch is because, in my opinion, the best stretches are ones where you can transition in between being supported.
You just did like 3 or 4 great transitions I just watched you do.
Yeah, so this is a
like,
nice dynamic movement.
This is a nice dynamic. You can combo it into other things. So look, I can support myself to start if I'm feeling kind of shitty for the day, but I can work on upper back mobility, contractibility, and then transition. So all this is happening.
Going back and forth.
It's a high control, yeah. So I can always move in and out. Look, I do shit like this all the time. This, come around the side. I always like to work into being able to do it with my back more upright because it's more useful for athletic positions. So I end up kind of going to this. But look, I can hold something up here too.
Yeah.
I'll do weighted caustic stretches when I really get going, so I can hold a lot of weight and I'm building strength in these ranges of motion. So this is a beautiful stretch just to move in and out of combo. It's almost like a starting position.
It's got a nice flow to it.
Oh yeah, I mean you've got hip, ankle, foot, toe,
back,
thoracic,
like calves, everything.
I mean everything warming you up there. So
I think the important thing to pick up on that is he's moving with tension. You're supporting yourself, and then you're adding resistance to it as you get stronger. Of course, you want to add resistance only when you're ready, but this is why Juji has such great strength flexibility. So you can be flexible. I could take someone who's flexible and flex and stretch their hamstring, but this guy does presses while supporting himself with 2 chairs, holding a barbell above his head, and that requires strength, and that's the kind of flexibility you want, especially if you're an athlete. So
this is absolutely. This is a very friendly stretch for progression.
Okay.
The other one isn't as robust as that one, but it's this warrior lunge position.
Oh.
So I like to do it with, first I like to do it with my feet shoulder width apart. So most people, they get it wrong to start with. They'll start like this in a straight line and they'll be off balance.
Oh yeah, you want to have them.
They don't know why, and I always have to tell them, look, front stance, martial arts, boom, shoulder width apart, down like this. If you still can't find your balance, just move this back leg out a little bit more so you have more spread here, okay? Now I could shoot the knee in front of the ankle, or I can push the foot out more, and it's going to create a different stretch response each time. And one isn't better; they're just different. A lot of people,
definitely.
People are always looking for what's correct. What's correct? What's correct? Correct for what?
Exactly. If you can move like that, why wouldn't you? Right? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do
supported
both.
in it.
I'm doing both. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this one right now. Now, the great thing about this stretch is you can combo it as well. So I'm going to focus more on this right now by leaning back, taking this shoulder, twisting to this other side. Boom.
There you go.
Excellent.
Opens up your entire anterior line there.
Now you're seeing a nice line here between the hand all the way down to the foot.
So there's a lot of progression you can do with this one. In fact, you could do this with weight if you wanted to. Another cool thing about this one is you can kind of pump it. So if I wanted to kind of create more of a blood flow response and activate strength instead of just like a passive stretch, I can come up like this,
Notice how he's
come
on
back down.
Notice how he was on the knuckles of his toes.
Yep, I'm getting.
That's important.
So I am kind of stimulating balance here. I am getting this muscle to contract and stretch. So I'm stretching through full range. I'm creating motion, not just about full range of motions, but moving in and out of the most stable ranges of motion you can. So it's about the moving in and out of them too, at that point. So I'm moving in and out of this.
Building strength through flexibility. That's the difference between yoga and then you actually moving too. So that's a lot of, we talk about the benefits of yoga, but when you're staying stationary like that, sure, you create flexibility, but you don't necessarily have strength through flexibility.
Well, it would
Which
be
is
more
good
of
to heighten that specific pose. Like if I'm gonna focus specifically on like a hitch in my movement and I wanna get more connectivity, I'm gonna add in more of an isometric pose. But like what you're doing for warming up and getting movement there is,
And
is
it
ideal.
depends too. There's flow yoga, flow-based
Right.
yoga where you are moving from position to position. But nonetheless, thank you very much for
Now,
sharing.
Juji, how long,
Yeah.
how
Top
long,
two.
how long typically do you kind of play around in one of those? I hate to say play around because I know you're doing it with intention, but how long are you doing those movements? Or would you stay there 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Are you in and out of it? Like how long?
I'm in and out of it, and I always include rest periods, so I don't just do it all at once. I'm going to do it, I'm going to come back, I'm going to shoot the shit with you, and then do another set. Always reps and sets with these stretching exercises. And depending on the day, some days I need more of it, some days I need less, but if I'm trying to build it, I'm always going to start with more until I've built it to what I need, and then I can back off and do just the right amount to stimulate the response I want. So.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Great.
thank
All
you.
right.